Hey everyone, so in this video, I'm going to be going over all the level 8 carry-ons and letting you know which one I think is best for different purposes. These were gifted to me by level 8 themselves. Now before I start reviewing each individual case, let's go ahead and start by actually going over level 8 brand as a whole. For those that don't know, level 8 is a US based company that started out in 2008 and initially specialized in hard cases. They've since broadened their horizons to include soft cases as well, and their carry-on products are some of the best that I've ever encountered, especially if you're a frequent traveler. While some brands focus on budget-conscious shoppers and others prioritize aesthetics, level 8 manages to tick every box. Virtually all their products are reasonably priced, and despite that, they're built to withstand a lot of wear and tear. As if that wasn't enough, they also look pretty darn good too. If you want some specifics, every 8 level case that I've used seamlessly combines with form and function. Whether it's the 360-degree spinning wheels, the spacious compartments that maximize storage, or the built-in locking system that's approved by the TSA, there's just a lot to appreciate about their product lineup. In a nutshell, level 8 is one of those brands that seem too good to be true. So with that said, why don't we dive into some specific product reviews? Here's the level 8 Roadrunner carry-on review. This rock solid case is great for extended travels, and it can take a lot of rough use before showing any signs of damage whatsoever. Seriously, this piece is an aerospace grade Markelon hard shell made by Bayer Chemical, so you really have a hard time breaking it even if you try. And this durability isn't just about protecting your belongings from blunt force. The Roadrunner is also a highly water resistant, which adds another layer of security no matter where you end up in the world. With 38 liters of capacity, it also offers more than enough space to pack for your trip, even if you plan on staying at your destination for a while. The handy front pocket is perfect for your laptop, and with the dual zip and TSA lock, you can rest assured that your precious items won't get snapped by someone else's sticky fingers. Oh, and by the way, you can lock the inner and outer pockets separately. That's super useful if you want to just pull out your passport or other documents while checking into your hotel. I do feel like the Roadrunner isn't perfect. It weighs just under 9 pounds, which is a bit heavier than a comparable case you get from Samsonite or other brands. There's also the fact that it's kind of huge. Like, Samsonite offers similar capacity at a smaller size, which makes it easier to take onto an airplane as a carry-on. These little issues definitely aren't deal breakers though. The weight is a direct result of durability, which to me seems like a very reasonable trade-off. There's also the fact that the Roadrunner looks absolutely amazing. It comes across as a premium piece of luggage. We're only getting started. There are plenty more options to explore. Here's the level 8 textured carry-on. Here we've got another hard-shelled carry bag that comes in some really subtle, tasteful colors. Like, if you just take a look at the pink version, the shade is just so powdery that it didn't come across as garish at all. There are also tons of minor details that I love looking at, like the cute little logo that brought the whole design together. We're here to talk about performance too, of course, and the textured carry-on brings plenty of that to the table as well. Now, I will say this, the hard shell isn't quite as strong as what you would get with the Roadrunner. Instead of the Markelon hard shell, you'll get a slightly less impressive polycarbonate shell. But look, that's still more than adequate for frequent flyers. Also, the textured carry-on makes up for the lack of a branded shell by maximizing both internal and external space. Instead of straps, you get a zipper compartment to keep your items secure, which I personally prefer. On top of that, it's sized perfectly for budget airlines and trips across Europe, which generally require smaller cases. Another feature I liked was the handle. It comes out really smoothly, doesn't shake around like so many other carry-on handles that I've used, and happens to be made of a super tough aluminum alloy. That smoothness also applies to the wheels, which turn so smoothly that I just want to keep spinning them around just for the fun of it. The wheels are so great that I didn't even have to pull this case, which just goes to show how high quality it was. Unfortunately, there were a couple things I didn't like about the textured carry-on. For one thing, it doesn't have an outside pocket, which can make it more of a hassle to quickly pull stuff out of in case you might need like a toothbrush or a boarding pass or something. Apart from that though, this is still a stellar carry-on. Level 8 Grace carry-on. Just from how it looks, I can tell you that the Grace was the quintessential hard case carry-on. The ridges add a structural integrity to the entire frame, and it allows it to support much more weight than you'd expect. Is this case indestructible? No, probably not, but it can tolerate a lot of the rough use that tends to come with the traveling to far-flung regions of the world. Also, the overall aesthetics here are the absolute sublime from a modern traveler's viewpoint. If you're the sort of person that cares how they look while they're on the go, the Grace is a really solid option for you. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, especially those that have a more traditional aesthetic preference, but I personally loved this aspect. And then there's the weight. At around 8 pounds, the Grace is about as light as a carry-on can get. and the hard covering provides some water tightness as well to round things off, which is great because I didn't want any accidental spills to ruin my vacation wardrobe, right? Now, if there's one gripe I had with the Grace, it's the way it can get scuffed up. Sure, there's no chance the case will break unless it falls off the plane or something, but it's definitely gonna get some scratches. Considering how beautiful it looks when brand new, this is something I wish I'd known about beforehand. Level 8 Capture Carry-On. So Level 8 just doesn't make hard cases. They also provide a wide array of soft case carry-ons as well, and the Capture is a highlight of that lineup. Now, soft doesn't mean flimsy, of course, and this carry-on is made of heavy-duty nylon that won't tear easily, so you can easily store stuff inside of it without worrying too much. The zippers are made of a similar type of nylon, which means I didn't have to deal with the frustration of a broken zip that trapped all my stuff inside the case. And then there's the wheels, and these wheels, I really know I talk about them a lot, but that's purely because of how impressive they are. I've used a lot of cases in my time, and they all gave me such grief that I wonder if it was worth to have a carry-on in the first place. I faced no issues with the Capture carry-on from Level 8. They rolled as smooth as butter, almost as if they had some kind of shock absorber to them. A bonus benefit of using the soft case is that it gives you more room to pack things, and the flexible shell expands and can give you up to 6 liters of extra space. And when you consider how roomy this luggage is already, like you go from 40 liters to 46 liters, that's about a 15% increase. That's definitely nothing to sneeze at, because especially when you consider the expandable zipper that accommodates the extra storage. Honestly, I had 0 complaints when it came to this carry-on, and that's right, 0. So I'm gonna give this one like a 5 out of 5, and it's really well deserved. This one really impressed me when it comes to soft sides. With the Level 8 Stride carry-on, once again, this soft carry-on is a dream come true for frequent flyers. I especially liked how flexible the Stride was, because it allowed me to squeeze into overhead compartments without a care in the world. And yes, the lighter the weight comes in handy here as well. Personally, it feels like a real chore to haul a super heavy carry-on up and down the tarmac, especially after I've just gone off a very long flight. With the Stride, it has all the benefits of a soft carry-on, like packing more things, being able to fit in tight spaces. But apart from that, I felt like the smooth wheels continue to speak volumes about Level 8's attention to detail. They've crafted a piece of luggage that's geared towards travelers that prioritize convenience and comfortability. And with their trademark durable handle, I didn't have to worry one bit about any instability or long-term damage. For the Level 8 Voyager carry-on, right off the bat, this carry-on wowed me with its split color design. It looks amazing, but that's not the main thing I loved about it. Nope, that honor belongs to the super wide handle, and seriously, it's so wide enough that I can pull it with 2 hands. And if that sounds like an odd choice to you, just remember how much stuff you have to haul when you're in the middle of a trip. If you're a gift giver, all those extra items can add up to a lot of weight, and the wide handle gives you a bit more control when it comes to you walking. And with a 43 liter capacity, you'll probably be filling this case to the max. It only weighs about 8 pounds too, which gives you a bit of leeway in terms of sticking to the weight limit. Also, if you're worried about your carry-on getting scratched while you travel, you can kiss those fears goodbye, just because the Voyager has these oblong stubs that keep the case elevated from the ground, so even if you set it down, it won't get scuffed by the coarse surfaces. The only thing that annoyed me about this design was the lack of a laptop compartment, because I do travel with a laptop, so it's like Level 8 gave me all the space and forgot to add a slot for my most important device. So which Level 8 carry-on should you buy? It really depends on the type of traveler that you are. The Roadrunner is ideal for durability thanks to its proprietary hardshell, but the Voyager has some unique scratch resistant capabilities too. The textured carry-on offers serious portability thanks to its reasonable size, lightweight, and excellent wheels. But with all that said, the Capture and Stride might just be my pick just because it covers durability and portability while offering all the benefits of soft side carry-ons, and I've lately started to become a really big fan of soft side carry-ons. These are my thoughts on the Level 8 lines of carry-on cases and which ones I think are worth the money. In all honesty, they all are worth the money. They just have some very specific use cases for them. I'd say the best way to actually differentiate between the multiple carry-ons is to first start off by separating whether you like hard side carry-ons more or soft side carry-ons more. From there, you can choose any of the 3 hard side carry-ons that I mentioned or any of the 2 soft side carry-ons that I mentioned. But honestly, they all rated high in terms of my review. But I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.